Hello, if you're new here, I'm Melissa, and I am a watercolor artist. Even if I wander into something else that interests me, I will always come crawling back to watercolor because that's where I'm comfortable. That's where I feel like my art is truly mine. Also, please hang out with me. I'm very lonely and I have like over 600 videos. Anyway, so I made this thing because the theme was keys. This bird makes keys out of found objects, and they're very pretty and decorative, but they never actually open anything. A little bit about how it feels sometimes to like get maybe good at something, but never really reaching your full potential. But mostly, there's something about this picture that I don't really like, and I'm not sure what it is. I think it might be like the composition. Maybe there's too many small pieces. There's just something about this that feels like a failure to me. If you can see what that is, and if it's something I can change, like let me know. And what I really liked about it was just what are these objects that a bird would find that he could use to make something that sort of resembles a key. And the design of all of these keys is based on all these little things that I find on my walks. So after a while, I thought to myself, why don't I just make the keys? Why don't I just do the thing that I'm envisioning that is so whimsical and fun? So I thought, why don't we just go somewhere new and take a look and see if anyone has dropped anything interesting with which we could make a whimsical key. Look at this guy. Hello. So droopy. Uh-oh. Bye. So we went to the forest near UBC, saw very cool plants, had a picnic. I left a little painted bird inside one of those little free libraries. Want to keep it respectful. I don't want to just like take a bunch of plant matter from the forest. I'm mostly just looking for trash, really. But there kind of wasn't any. But that's okay because I have years upon years of little collected objects that I found in parks or on the floor of all the workplaces that I would have to clean up. Like busted jewelry or duck feathers or interesting plant matter that I collected from my own little garden, coins, Lego men, stuff that I've been sort of like keeping around to like decorate my balcony, I guess, or otherwise I just didn't really know what I was gonna do with them, but I kind of wanted to do something with them someday, and now it's finally happened. When I want to make something that is sort of out of my comfort zone or is just something other than what I feel like I'm known for, you know what I mean? I have a lot of like pressure thoughts from external things such as, oh, this is meant for a themed art show. It's a juried show, which means that you could win prizes for your art or your craft. But there is a huge pressure for me to stick with something that I am familiar with and I know. It makes me nervous to kind of step away from that and to go into something else. But I find when I try to like avoid that nervousness, if I try to conform to my previous patterns, I end up painting a picture like this where I don't really like it that much, even though it is what I wanted to make and it's an idea that I wanted to use and it's a whimsical little designs that I really like. There's something about the painting as a whole that just isn't satisfying me, and it would be a great injustice to myself, I feel like, if I didn't at least try to bring this idea to complete life. to make other people like see it and enjoy it the way that I see it in my mind, how I imagine these keys existing, assuming I can pull it off. And in so doing this, I have to ask myself, what about this assemblage that I'm making, which doesn't look anything like my normal work, what about it kind of does? Or how can I add something to it to make it belong to me, to kind of fit it in with the rest of my, in quotes, portfolio of work? Is it just the mix of whimsy with real? Is it my choice of objects? Even though these are technically found objects, there's a reason why I'm choosing them and picking them up. Is there something about the color that I'm using? Is it a tone or is it a feeling? Is there a story behind it that is very, Melissa coded or you coded or whoever is watching this who's using a different medium for the first time? Maybe it doesn't look anything like any of your stuff. Maybe it feels really uncomfortable, but there's definitely a reason why you pick certain colors, why you picked a certain subject matter, the stuff that you will say about your work. It is very unique and connected to us. And so I'm going into this kind of confident because I know that this is something that I really wanted to see. I think what I might end up doing is I'm going to repaint my bird, and I am going to sort of add him as a little character in my little diorama to kind of complete the scene, to make it not just a collection of keys, but a space that the bird is working in. And with that, I'm able to sort of add my watercolor. So there's still a nice little nod to who I am and what everyone would expect from me. But it just happens to be even more real. It's like 3D, you guys. I have gotten so good at watercolor painting that it's like you can touch them. Like you can see it, you can touch it. You can't really touch it. I really want to make an art show where you can touch everything. That would be like my dream. But yeah, anyway, let me know which one is your favorite key. I haven't actually finished this project as of recording this, but I think so far I really like this one a lot because it's got the dangly jewelry on it and it's got the honesty plants that I've planted in my garden, even though they're very ugly. I also really like this one because the ginkgo leaf, and it has like a sewing, like a little threader that I found somewhere. I don't know. It was a weird thing to find, but I found it in there. And when I worked at a restaurant, I used to find little pieces of broken jewelry on the floor all the time, along with mysteriously like bolts and nuts. Like, where the hell would those come from? I was worried that the ceiling was going to crash in on me for how many nuts and bolts I'd find on the floor all the time. Anyway, my only hope is that you get inspired to kind of like branch out and try something new, like bring something magical to life. Add a little whimsy to someone's day.